Alright, so welcome to my YouTube channel, and my name is Joshua Tom. So this is a place where you learn design in between the lines. I'm going to be still showing you many things we keep ignoring as designers, which will make our designs pop. You know, making designs pop doesn't really actually mean that you make a design very sharp. No, making design pop actually means that number one, your design will look natural, and there are elements to making design natural, and also your design will be sharp. So one of the elements to making your designs natural is called highlights. So I want you to observe the next thing I'm going to show you, and you see what highlight is. So observe this now. Look at this place. See the movement of that. See here too. Alright, you see the introduction of shadows and lightings. Those are called highlights. In Photoshop, you just play with the levels and use invert the marks and use your brush to work on those highlights. But I'm going to show you how to do it with pixellab. Yes, how to achieve it with pixellab. But I'm just going to use I'm not going to create a full design like this. I'm just going to use an orange, and then you look at how it is done. So then in the next video, we'll now create a full-fledged design and apply those highlights to see how well it will look with our design. Alright, so without further ado, let's go to pixellab. Alright, so I was working on it here. As you can see, these are the highlights I introduced in pixellab. So let me save this project as highlight and editing.
Original women, whether you're video chatting.
Alright, so this is how it looks with an orange. So I'll just hide all of this. So we have a clean slate. So what we'll use is, let's go to the gallery. What we'll use is we'll use this orange and this shadow. Just those are the two things we are going to use for the highlights. Alright, so let's just get it in. Get the orange in. Alright, so this is our orange. This is our orange. So to achieve highlight in on pixellab, you're going to have, the first one is you're going to use the masking tool. The second one is you're going to use the drawing tool. So depending on what you want happen. Now highlights, you don't just do highlights for fun. You, as a designer, you can create a light source where you want your light source to, like this. I wish this should open again. Did we pass that? Okay, that, no, Instagram doesn't really keep those things. Let me see if Okay, okay. Now look at this. Watch it. You see how they are applying the highlights. Good. So actually they are making the light source. The light source is coming from this direction. So it's casting a shadow here. It's casting the shadow here. Yes. Hitting on this side. So this is where it gets brighter, and there's some shadows down here and all of that. So you as a designer, you create where your light source, where you want your light to come from. So for me, I want my light to come from this place and hit the orange. So this particular part of the orange will be brighter, while the shadows will be casted this way. That's so you need to understand highlights. You don't just create highlight because you want to create highlight. So you allow your create a light source, make sure it falls on the object. That's how to make your designs pop. One other way of making design pop is using the pigmenting. I'll talk about the pigmenting in other videos. As a designer, you don't use colors for color's sake. You use colors that have a natural bearing. In nature, colors are not just 100% green. They mix with some darkness, they mix with some shadows, they mix with some light to create some specific. They mix with even textures to give some specific feel. So you have to be mindful of that. But that's just next two videos, I think. But we are looking at the hair. So the first one is what? Masking. So let's just make sure that we have locked our orange in place, and then let's bring in our shadow. So we downloaded it. So this is our shadow. So I told you that my light source is coming from this angle falling. Alright, so what I just do is just keep it here depending on how I want it. Maybe I want it this way. Okay, so now I want you to observe something with the shadow. When you see at the epicenter of the shadow is thicker, then as it spread outwards, it becomes the transparency increases, or the opacity increases. So that's something with this shadow, so you have to be watchful. So when we hit the shadow, we now go to our mask and then switch it on and use out. Then what you do is come here and push it in. Make sure you push it in, and then you just make sure they are together. One thing with this masking tool, you have to be very careful with it. Alright, so we come back, and then we are just trying to, if you know how to use the Bezier tool, it's a very good advantage for you. Yes, so you're making it good, and then alright, so we keep moving in. Alright, so we keep moving in with the masking tool, just making sure that we don't have too much loose ends. If we have to delete a node, we can just delete this node. So too much notes will spoil the soup, so please, enough of the notes. Then work with the, yeah, so okay, so I'm still working here. Alright, and then you see, so you just take practice, and then just push this guy inside, because I think our stuff has been gotten. Okay, let's just see. Alright, so it's not that perfect, but I hope you get the picture. So let's just tweak it one more time. Bring this guy down. Bring this one a bit. So make sure the epicenter is where you want the epicenter. I said it before, like the middle of the shadow. The darkest part is where you want the shadow to really come out from. So you have to, then you can use this one as long as you want, no much effect there, and then we go. Alright, so you see what just happened now. We have that dark effect. So what you can do is just weld it, and then you can bring another one, you can duplicate it, and you get, just keep it there. Alright, so you see that effect that is happening now. I told you before that that the light, alright, so I told you before that the light is actually coming from this way. So this area, these areas should be brighter, so we might not have actually need to use the masking tool. You can, that brings us to the second area of actually masking, which is using the joint tool. Good. Alright, so I want to use the joint tool. Let's just weld these guys again together. Alright, so welding this guy together, and so we need the light to hit those places. Now there's something you need to be careful with. Is the first thing is you have to observe the color gradients here. You have a lighter green to a darker green, and then the normal colors here, so not much. So we'll just work with the green, with the leaf on the first time. So what you do is this guy here, see his jaw, you click on it, and then I will need, let's just say I want to increase so that I can see well. So what you do is maybe increase or reduce the pen size, increase the smoothness, but increase the blur radius to the end. You can need a neon effect if you need, but you can decide. Then just paint it. You seeing what is showing there? Good. Alright, so that's the first one. Don't paint again because we'll need a new stuff. Then you can just, you see, increase it, bring it down here, and then you see now, you just on the color, you can work on it, can reduce it, just make sure you don't go overboard. That's it. Just keep working on it. Alright, so what you now do is, I had the color already, so you see now, you see what is happening here. So if I want a gradient, I can just work with the gradient, but I'll just prefer to use a color, so you can make it darker, lighter. Alright, so now you go back there again, just hold it there, and then you paint again. So highlight doesn't need to be something that will break the ice. Just a little reflection of light and you're good to go. Just increase the radius and paint. Alright, you see, and I just paint it too, and then we leave it. So you can just take it back, and what we'll just do is increase on your color, and then look for the, what is going on here? I need the orange color to show. Okay, I don't know what's going on, but okay, so I just get the orange color, yeah, the light part. Alright, then maybe increase a little bit, and okay. So let me off this person. Alright, so here you see it, so you see it now. You can add, and let's reduce our guy. So you've successfully added few highlights to your former. This is how it was formerly. So this is how the orange was, no highlight, but this is how it is now with highlight. So this is a bit, this other side, although I've welded it, but don't weld it until you're satisfied. I just needed it to catch the picture. Alright, so now this is good. We could just bring in our shadow somewhere here, and then we're casting it from this side, and what you just need to do is just bring it a little bit down. Alright, the shadow is not shadowing well, but good. So you can just duplicate and kind of reduce the opacity of the second one. You just need that overlay here to feel great. Alright, so shadows don't need to be this hard. You just need to tweak it a bit, but the whole concept of the video was to show you how highlights are used and why they are used. So I hope you understand, and I hope you will stay tuned for the next video where we'll apply this highlight in a real time design and you'll see how it works. So please like, share and subscribe. Love you. See you in the next video. I'm Joshua and I'm signing out. Design in between the lines.